Hello, welcome back to my channel and to today's video. Apologies for my slightly hoarse voice. I was out last night and this is the after effect of that. I just wanted to film a video to do a bit of an update on eBay because I've managed to push myself to do a little bit more listing, so I'm back into the swing of it, kind of. I've still not got to a stage where I'm listing every day, but I think, as I said in my previous eBay update, that I don't actually believe in having to list every day because the sales don't tend to get any better. Obviously, the more you list, the more you're going to sell, but I don't believe that having set upload times for listings really works, or it hasn't done for me. And I have noticed that whilst I've started to list more, I'm getting a couple more sales, because it had got to a point where sales were sort of fully dropping off to a stage where I was only getting one or two a week. Things have picked up a little bit, but it's mainly more just sending offers to watchers rather than always having sales. And I seem to be finding that maybe one day a week I'll have a flurry where I'll get 3 or 4 sales in that one day, and then I won't have any sales for a few days, and then I might have a small sale or just one on its own, and then in a few days I'll have a flurry of sales again. And I always used to find as well that I'd get more sales on weekends, and not so much throughout the week, and that's changed as well. But I'm not entirely sure how much of it is me and how much of it is eBay, because in the past I've always found that as soon as I've started listing again, sales have started dripping through nice and steadily, and this time around that hasn't happened. Um, and as well as this, I've seen from quite a lot of people on Instagram, the reselling community over there, and also on Facebook, in the UK reselling group, that other people are having slow sales as well. I know Lex has had her first no sales day in, I think, 7 years. So I do think that it's not just me, and that it's eBay is just having a bit of a slow patch at the moment, which is strange because um, they've I don't know if it's linked somehow to them making um, listings of secondhand clothing for personal sellers free of fees. I don't know if suddenly they're getting inundated with listings and it is, you know, flooding the market. I'm not sure. Um, Money-wise, it feels like at the moment, I know we're still in the cost of living crisis. I know things haven't changed, but it almost feels like we've settled into that now. Inflation's slowing down, and it feels like, for me, um, it's not really as much of a talking point as obviously it was last year and the year before when inflation skyrocketed. But I suppose even though we're getting used to it, people still aren't having that extra disposable income that they maybe used to have. But in saying that, like, why would it suddenly impact now? I'm not sure. Um, so yeah, I'm obviously keeping on going with it. I've got loads more to photograph and list. I've got about 750 pictures in my album. Keep a separate album on my phone for um, eBay pictures, because I tend to bulk photograph, and then that means that I've got a bank of photos that I can just list from as and when I get time. I find it easier to work that way rather than photographing and listing all in the same go, because I don't really have windows of time frequently to do that. So every few weeks or so I'll find maybe an afternoon or a few hours that I can bulk photograph maybe 50 items, and then I can store them, I can pack them away, and then I can just list them as and when. So I'm still going to carry on with that logic. It works for me and my schedule. Um, I am getting close to finishing uni for the year, so currently I am in uni on a Monday. I work Wednesday to Thursday, and Friday is a day for me to get uni work done, because up until now I've had multiple deadlines, but I handed in a deadline last Tuesday, and my final deadline, I've only got one left, is not until the 18th of June now. So I am in a position where I do feel a little bit more relaxed, and I have time to get a few more listings done, and sneak them in. And then once I've finished uni on the 18th of June, I just got it confirmed last week that starting in July, I'll be working full time through the summer until I go back to uni for my second year of my masters in October. So I'm hoping then that I'll have a really good routine, because that's 3 full months of working full time, having a set routine, like waking up at the same time every day, getting home at the same time every day, having weekends off. Um, and for me, routine is really important to actually being productive and making myself do stuff, because when I don't have a routine, everything just falls apart, and I don't have that dedicated time to give to eBay. Whereas when I'm working full time, I can say, oh, I'm going to spend um, one evening or 2 evenings after work every week getting a few listings done. And I just won't have as much on my mind because I won't have uni to think about, because whilst I'm only doing uni work 2 days a week, it does take up more of my time than that, because I'm constantly having to think about my deadlines and my uni projects and how I'm going to develop that. And mental capacity is taken up with that and working in quite a fast-paced job. Um, for those of you who don't know, I'm in an architecture practice. It's a global practice with big projects, and it's very fast paced getting the work done. That like corporate environment. And don't get me wrong, I love work. I really enjoy it, and I have great managers there who don't overload me. But it's intense. Whereas my last architecture job was a bit more relaxed. Deadlines could be moved around a little bit, whereas this one, you miss a deadline, you lose the client, and you lose up to, well, the project I'm working on at the moment is like a £1.2 million fee for us. So, it's a bit trickier. So I'm just saying that as in a combination of having a fast paced job 3 days a week and then thinking about uni and getting uni work done is intense. So when I get into the swing of just working full time and that's the only thing that I have to think about, eBay can come to the forefront of my mind. And then we'll see what happens in October, because there is a chance that my company will allow me to work 2 days a week, because in my second year at uni, I'll be in uni 3 days a week. Um, and A, it's whether they will allow me to do that, and B, it's whether I can manage it, because I know that the workload gets a lot heavier in second year of the course, having spoken to people currently in their second year that are just finishing now. And it might be a case that I actually can't work 2 days a week because it's too much. And that might be a case where eBay steps in because of the flexibility it offers, that, I can spend a few hours a week, I can dedicate a few hours a week to listing. The only thing is, as those of you who do eBay for your full income know, well, as anyone knows, eBay income's not guaranteed, and it fluctuates a lot. And as we're seeing at the moment, there's a lot of people who are having slower sales. And the difficulty is that I still have rent to pay every month and still have a mortgage to pay on my house. I do have the rental income from that, but it doesn't. It covers my mortgage and I have a little bit of money left over, but it's nothing substantial. My student loan also gets decreased in my second year. It's going down by £2,000, which is a significant amount of money. So yeah, second year will be interesting to see what happens with regards to job and finances. And ultimately, my degree has to be my priority, even though it means having less time to work, because it's short-term pain for long-term gain, because once I've got that degree done, I jump up the pay scale at work. And without that degree, I can't do that. I can't progress in my career. To become a fully qualified architect, I have to get this degree, this master's degree, and then I have to do another course after that to become fully qualified. So I need my priorities to be my degree next year. And so therefore I'll have to figure out working and earning money as I go. Um, I am in a fortunate position where if I absolutely needed to, family members could help me out, but I don't want to be in that position because I know I'll have all that money to repay them once I've got my degree done. So yeah, there are options, there are ways and means. The other thing is that I'm going to be moving this summer, and if I move somewhere with permit parking, I'll have to sell my car or leave it up north, because to get a permit, your insurance has to be registered to that address. Currently, my car is still insured to my parents' address, and if I was to insure it to this address, my premium would be £3,200 a year, which I can't afford and wouldn't be worth it because I don't use my car enough in London to make that worthwhile. At the moment, for context, my insurance is about £600. So, you know, is that sixfold, roughly? Something like that. Fivefold, 5.5 times what I'm paying currently. So yeah, obviously if I sold my car, that would give me a big chunk of money. So, like I say, there are multiple options. I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're too far away. It'd be very much playing it by ear. But all that to say, there's another reason for me to ramp up my eBay throughout the summer, so that I am banking more money, and obviously working full time I'll be able to save a decent amount of money. So I'm not overly stressed and worried, it's just I'm conscious of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens with eBay. Currently, like I say, sales are here and there, very sporadic, but it's still money dripping through, and that's what's happening. I just thought I'd give you a little update. So yeah, my plan is to keep on listing and increase it if I can, but certainly once I finish uni for summer, I should be able to increase that and hopefully see a good increase in sales. So yeah, let me know how eBay's going for you guys. Like I say, I've seen plenty on Facebook and Instagram about people having slowed down, their sales slowed down. So I'd be interested to know how your sales are, and what you're doing. Everyone's situation is different. I am working in a way that suits my situation, and as I've said before, to do any more than I have been doing would compromise my mental health, and I'm not willing to do that. So we'll see how things go, but so far things are okay, I would say. They're not great, they're not crap, they're just okay. So yeah, that's my update. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon with my next video.